If you keep thinking about someone over and over again, having an ongoing negative inner dialogue with them, it means there's an energetic connection between you. And in 99% of cases, it has nothing to do with love. In reality, my dear friends, we live in a constantly aggressive environment, in a field of negative influences. If you're not taking part in the war, your energy neither leaves you nor comes to you. Let that person think about what they truly want, because the energy they send out will pull in their own negativity and return right back to them. Hello, dear friends. Welcome to the Omline channel. Today we'll explore a very important topic: how to recognize negative influence, how to detect energetic attachments and energy leaks, and what signs can show that it's time to do something about them. The first and most important sign is your psycho-emotional state. When you suddenly start feeling inner instability, constant anxiety, when you begin to worry about things that maybe haven't even happened yet, most likely it's the result of negative influence on you. At that moment, your emotional body, sensing some kind of problem or foreseeing a certain feeling, some negative energy such as judgment, for example, or fear directed at you from one of your close ones, or perhaps reproach from an acquaintance or someone close to you, reacts in advance. As a rule, all energetic hits and attachments come from those closest to us. Strangers don't care enough to affect us. The strongest and most frequent energetic blows come from those nearby, those who know us, love us, and worry about us. So if you've been feeling anxious for a long time, chances are that some negative emotions from someone close are flying your way. Or on the contrary, someone is worrying about you. For example, your loving mother is concerned about your success. She wants you to earn good money, get married, have kids, own a house, what else? A car, an apartment, and so on. And what happens as a result? You end up under constant pressure from someone else's anxiety. Your emotional body can only respond by amplifying your own inner anxiety. And everything seems fine. The person loves you, cares about you, worries for your well-being, but in reality they are forcing your body to live in a constant state of tension, anxiety. There's even a song now, "My anxiety is always looking at me." It's one of the most common symptoms of modern society. We love being afraid for others, especially for those we love, our children, spouses, parents. And parents are the best at it. The next state that points to negative influence is doubt. This is when you suddenly start doubting yourself, doubting that you are worthy, that you are good enough, when you start thinking, what if I can't actually do it? What if I'm not cut out for it? And so on. It means that an energy of pride and superiority is being directed at you. In other words, someone subconsciously thinks they're smarter, better, and that you're less, not enough. It's typical human psychology, devaluing others to feel better about oneself. And when someone devalues you, your astral body almost apologizes. It's as if it says, "No, no, I'm good," while inside it feels, "Yes, yes, I'm bad." And then you start doubting yourself. Can you imagine? A close person can smile at you, say kind words, and still judge you inwardly. That's why there's a saying, "Judge not, and you shall not be judged." But we keep judging each other anyway. People judge and evaluate us, often from above, from pride, just to feel superior. And in response, you begin to feel doubt. Tell me, does this theory sound familiar to you? Have you recognized yourself in it? Next, we'll explore practical ways to free yourself from all these negative attachments and energetic influences. Now, just to be clear, we're not talking about curses, hexes, or love spells. We're talking about real human energetics, about how people actually live. So welcome to Omline Academy of Superconscious Coaching, where I'll teach you how to see all these energetic influences and how to rebuild yourself in such a way that no one can ever affect you again. Follow the link in the description and sign up for a free consultation with a coach from Omline Academy. And we continue. The third way you might feel unwell is irritation. It means suddenly everything starts to annoy you. You're dissatisfied with everything, with people, with what's happening around you. I'm not talking about road rage, that's another story. You just start feeling irritated for no obvious reason. What's going on here? Most often, this kind of unexplained irritation is the result of anger directed toward you. When you receive energetic hits of someone else's aggression, their anger, aggression, resentment, righteous indignation, your emotional body absorbs those waves, those hits and blows. And in response, you begin to feel irritation, ready to explode or snap at anyone. You try to calm down, or sometimes you don't. Some people even drink in the evenings to soothe that inner tension. So, one of the most common energetic attacks in our so-called civilized society is the energy of aggression directed at one another. The energy of anger, of justice, of supposed correctness. Your emotional body responds to it with unconscious irritation. You come home, shout at your loved ones, argue with someone who accidentally stepped on your foot in the subway, and so on. All of this is a symptom, a reaction to someone's aggression. And where does this aggression come from? It can be very well disguised. For instance, a relative may act upset because you don't pay them enough attention. Or, for example, your ex or your parents who miss you after you moved away to another city. The reasons for such energetic influence can be totally unexpected, but they can actually seriously destabilize you, drain you emotionally and energetically, and even attract real-life troubles. And the source may actually be negative influence from someone you'd never suspect. That's why you must always pay close attention to what and from whom is coming your way. And you can learn to see all this using superconscious states, completely psychological methods, no magic involved. Anyone can master it. So once again, welcome to Omline Academy of Superconscious Coaching. The next sign that should clearly hint that something's wrong, that you're under negative influence, is when, for example, after talking to a certain person, you feel exhausted. Everything seemed fine. You had a nice talk, maybe even a fun time together, and then suddenly you feel bad, heavy, nauseous, or as if a train ran over you. You just want to sleep, and that's it. You're completely drained. What does that mean? It means that the person you interacted with has serious energetic problems. In other words, keep your distance. They either drained your energy, yes, vampirized you, or in a way shared a large portion of their own dark state with you. Maybe they've been carrying that energy for a long time, learned to mask it outwardly, but inside something is seriously off. So if you feel symptoms like that after being around someone, you need to take a closer look at what's going on inside them. Observe it through superconscious states, and then either learn to manage the situation, protect yourself, or stop communicating altogether. Another situation, which is very similar, but it happens when, after visiting a place, a party, a club, or some festive event, you feel completely exhausted and empty. What happened? An energetic tuning took place. There was an energy exchange. You were, in fact, surrounded by energy vampires. Energy vampires, don't be afraid of that word. But someone in that crowd, someone who was around you, probably smiling politely, evaluated you, let's say not in the kindest way. You received an energetic hit, and through that hit, your energy simply left you. And it will continue to leak until you take protective measures. You can, of course, rest for a while, spend time with someone else, a donor, to recharge. You can recover by distracting yourself, going for a walk, exercising. There are ways, and we'll talk about them later. So yes, my dear ones, we truly live in a constant, aggressive field of negative influence. influences. And that's not all. Let's go further. Another very important sign that you're under negative influence is a streak of misfortune that suddenly starts happening to you. Before, things went relatively well. Sure, sometimes something didn't work out, but overall you were lucky. And then suddenly, whatever you do, nothing works. Like the saying goes, whatever they do, nothing seems to work. Must have been born under a bad sign. Nothing terrible about it. But it's a clear sign that you've been hit by negative energy and took on someone else's karmic load. Maybe someone shared it with you, and you, out of kindness, took it upon yourself, wanting to help. Now you're processing a piece of their karma, a piece of their fate, calmly, selflessly. That's just how kind you are. And when this dark streak passes, you'll return to your own happier and more successful energy flow. But you must always stay aware of these things and track them carefully. The next point to pay attention to when you're under negative influence is this. You keep thinking about a certain person. You have inner conversations with them. You explain to them in your mind why they're right or wrong. Does that sound familiar? Happens often. Oh yes, that means there's a negative connection between you. It often happens during breakups, divorces, fights, conflicts. We build an energetic link between each other, a negative one, and through it we exchange dense emotional matter, playing energetic ping-pong, making life worse for both sides. Someone has to be the first to stop this ping-pong, to step out of the toxic exchange of energetic badness. One of you must get tired of this back and forth first. And once they do, their life starts improving. The other one can keep fighting with themselves if they wish. If you're not participating in the war, your energy neither leaves you nor comes to you. Let the other person think about what they really want. The energy they send out will take their own negativity and return it right back. So learn to disconnect from people you're in conflict with. Approach any conflict constructively, productively, and rationally. See who is who and what is what. Turn off emotions. Resolve things from the mental plane. Yes, the person is like that. Yes, they act that way. What should you do? Turn off emotions, the how could they, why are they like this, and so on. These are exactly the emotional hooks that pull us into the heaviest forms of negative energy exchange, the kind that can literally ruin a life. Once again, let's recap. If you keep thinking about someone, arguing with them in your head, or even just talking to them mentally, it means there's an energetic bond between you. And in 99% of cases, it's not about love, my dear ones. That's why we must learn to free ourselves from negative attachments. And the next point that can give you a very clear sign or hint that you've become the target of some negative influence or something has been thrown at you is the feeling of physical discomfort. For example, a sudden stomach twist, pressure in your chest, a headache, tension in your lower back, a sharp pain between your shoulder blades. That means your body has its own favorite landing zone, a place where negative energetic impacts show up. Please write in the comments, where is that place for you? Where do you regularly feel the so-called knife in the back? Where do you usually feel that physical discomfort? Where does your body signal that you've picked something up? If you observe yourself even a little, you already know your weak spots, your landing zones. Most often these spots of negative energy reception are the back, lower back, between the shoulder blades. Neck is a very common spot, or chest. Less often, the stomach. For some, it hits the head. I believe every person should master this kind of ecology, the ability to manage their own energy. That's how we learn to live among people, my dear ones. So welcome to Omline Academy. We'll teach you, through superconscious states, using purely psychological methods, to see, understand, and manage what's happening inside your bodies. Welcome to the Academy, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give us a like. Be sure to comment. Which of these signs felt familiar to you? Which have you noticed in yourself? And remember, whatever happens to us, we are fully capable of handling it.